Hello, everybody, and welcome to a little annual tradition of ours now. We're going to be doing some predictions for USC or for USCC. There we go. I am Zariel, and I'm here with Kenovia, Owen, and Yeeter. How are you guys doing?
I just woke up.
Good job, Yeeter. I'm proud of you.
Thanks, man.
Hey, and Kenovia and Owen.
I don't like how much homework I have, but I'm going to do this anyways because procrastinating is fun.
And Osu is more important, isn't it?
Yep, you know it.
So
Yeah.
true.
Osu, a prediction stream is more important.
Yeah, prediction stream is more important than Osu, actually. And the way that this prediction stream is going to work is that we have all the players up here on our little slide, and then we're going to cycle through them alphabetically, I believe. Right, Vivians? Yeah, alphabetically. And then all of us will put what placement that we think that they're going to get in the tournament. And remember, this is just something we do for fun. We've been doing this every year, not to be taken seriously at all. So, you know, if we give you a placement that you think is incorrect, or you think you can do a lot better than that, then you know what? Just shove this back in our face when you do better than that in the tournament and be like, haha, I told you so. And then, you know, we'll have to apologize. And it'll be great. We would actually much prefer that. But if nobody has anything else to say, then we can get started. With Amagi, aka Tulip. Does anybody know who Tulip is? I mean, the fourth place in 4CWC 2021 tryouts gives it away, but I know some of you are newer to the catch community, so you might not recognize that name.
My bad.
AK Kenovia.
Hey, listen, there's no need to call people out here like that.
Things calling out both of us.
Yeah, we're calling out all of you, actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Vivians and I were probably the only ones that were around during 4CWC 2021 tryouts. But Tulip did really well in them. Like the slide says, they got fourth in tryouts in 2021. Of course, that was a while ago now, and I feel like the skill level for 4 digits has increased quite a bit, which is what my main question about Tulip would be, or Amagi, of how well they could play at this newer, higher skill level for 4 digits compared to in 2021.
So, seems like they are a returning player. Like, it's been a while since they last played, but they've been getting back into the game, it seems, recently. So, I'm definitely curious to see how they perform.
So, yeah, I guess I can go first and say what I think they're gonna get. I will go with that. I feel like that makes sense to me. Where I think they're gonna have... I mean, I think their big advantage is going to be having the, tournament skill... they're gonna have a decent tournament skill set, which is gonna help a lot in this type of tournament, and they also have experience as well. But I'm not quite sure if this really long break that they have is going to be that beneficial. I feel like it's going to hurt more than help.
I feel like I can agree with your placement for them, as it seems that also looking at some of their top plays recently, which, you know, is not really the greatest of measurements, but you can tell that you can see that they're setting some recently, you know, new top plays, so they definitely could be coming back with a bit of strength in their hand, but definitely not sure how the tournament experience from several years ago is going to transfer over.
Yeah, I'm actually, when I was just sorting this out on my own, that's actually the same rank range I put in. That's for basically the same reasons. Tournament experience, and also decently skilled at catch, rank 1409, that's in the higher range, but of course, after such a long break, who knows how their skill is panned out to this point. So just a safe average guess of same, just about the same range.
Yeah, pretty much what everyone here said. Yes, they do have a slight tournament experience, but like we said, that was years ago, so we don't know if really that skill cap nowadays would transfer over well enough for them to reach such a high placement in this upcoming tournament.
So
I think
it seems like we're pretty.
Another thing is just that, like, even though this, I mean, in my mind, it seems slightly a little low, but of course we have this year we have a lot of tournament players who are going to be the people placing quite high. So that is one thing that's just knocking a lot of people down in rankings, is just that there's so many people at the top level.
Yeah, compared to previous years, there's so many players this year that have competed or are still competing in tournaments like BFF and and now since the catch community has had a lot more tournaments overall, there's a lot more chances for people to get that experience compared to previous years where you're kind of just showing up and then this was like your first catch tournament ever, pretty much. But it seems like we are all in agreement of 13th through 16th, so you know what, easy enough. We all agree, and we can move on to the next player. NDWG. They played last year.
Round of 16.
So, anybody have any interesting notes on Andy here? Hey. If not, I can talk, I guess.
Yeah, you got it. Hatsune Miku Rat.
The Hatsune Miku Rack. I think, of course, since Andy played last year, we know what to expect a little bit. Mostly a no mod and specific player, but that's going to be a lot of the people in this tournament. And I think that's what's going to hurt people the most, especially in a 4-digit tournament. Being able to play other mods and other skill sets is going to help tremendously. Even if you don't have as high as a skill cap as other players do, if you can play Hidden, if you can play Hard Rock, like, you can just pick into that and you'll be stealing points in no time and causing upsets. So the combination of a bit of a lower skill cap like Andy has and mostly being a no mod player, I think is going to hurt them. However, I think it is still possible for them to qualify, especially especially with their performance last year too.
I definitely do see them qualifying, but I don't know if I can see them really getting past that like 25th to 32. So that's where I'm gonna personally put them, just because I feel like there's a lot more players with a higher skill level this year. I don't really see them pushing that far through with just that no mod strength.
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much agree. It's going to be a question of whether we think that they'll qualify or not. There's kind of a bunch of players at the bottom in terms of rank that I feel like are all going to be pretty similar in skill. So it might just be a toss-up of who we think is qualifying or not. And I think Andy is pretty close, but I think I'm leaning a bit more... where am I leaning? I think I'll lean a bit more towards they qualify.
There you go.
I'm gonna follow the group consensus. This is like the toughest part, is like who's gonna qualify and who's gonna not qualify. And like the lower range, there are just so many people who are similar to each other in either like they have the same skill sets or their skill sets cancel each other out, so that they're around. They'll probably have similar performances. So it's really gonna be down to like who wants to dedicate themselves more to qualifying rather than the specific person is going to have enough skill to qualify, whereas someone else isn't going to. So I am going to agree with you guys on the 25th to 32nd.
Anything to add, Kenovia?
No. You guys pretty much said what I had in mind.
Hey, are you also going with 25th to 32nd then?
Unfortunately, yes. It's like what Year said, that nomad only kind of skill set, especially with how many 4 digits nowadays are just compact full to the max with hidden hard rock double time, you name it, they will come out on top with anything unexpectedly. So hey.
Yeah, so it seems like we're all in agreement once again, where, it might be a while before we get to somebody we disagree on, but, let's keep trucking through these. Now we have Belladonna. Pretty big player in Standard.
Okay, so yeah, I know them. I've met them IRL also. So yeah, they have a lot of Standard experience. Just recently started getting to catch. Has, and as it says, has tournament experience from Standard. So definitely probably has some nerve control from Standard, but it's just really seeing how new they are and that stuff. It's just kind of hard to really guess where they're gonna be, if they're gonna be able to qualify or not. But I'm just gonna instantly put this now. I'm leaning more towards a DNQ here.
Yeah, I tend to agree, especially with the qualifier pool being around quarterfinals, semifinals difficulty. I think somebody like Belladonna would be a player that benefits in round of 32 and might be able to take points in round of 32, but the hardest part is going to be getting to round of 32 with the skill cap needed to get there out of qualifiers. So I am also probably going to say DNQ. However, I do think that so we were talking about this before the stream started, that if everybody plays qualifiers that signed up, there's going to be 10 people who don't qualify. And I do think that I don't think it's going to be like strictly the people who are bottom 10 in rank don't qualify. I feel like a couple people can sneak up there, and it'll be interesting to see if we agree on that. If there's like a couple people that we all like tend to agree on might be able to play a little bit better than their rank indicates.
I think one thing I've been taking into consideration, especially with the players who've like just come over from a different game mode and are now trying out catch tournaments, is that they have a lot of the sort of like tournament mindset, and oftentimes in other tournaments that what they're going to be competing in is probably a lot higher, especially with these like higher ranked Standard players, a lot higher of a bar of competition and entry. So they are going to have a much stronger competitive mindset in these tournaments than most of the other players. But of course, the question is over like, even if they were to have that tournament mindset, could they qualify based on skill? Like if they were to like play the map stuns, memorize them really, really well, do whatever they need to do, would it be enough to qualify? And I'm hoping to at least put, I don't think Belladonna is going to be the one, but I'm hoping to at least put one person who is a not so high ranked, but like a prolific tournament player in a different game mode into like the qualify. But I think in this situation, I'm gonna agree with you guys and go with a DNQ.
Yeah, and then at the moment, Kenovia is occupied. So we will just say that the consensus is DQ right now. And oh yeah, we can do that. I'll do it. There we go. Would you look at that? He said D and Q. That's crazy. Anyway, let's move on to the next player. Blushroom. Is Blushroom technically in the bottom 10 in terms of rank? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's not.
Okay.
Just missing out on that.
Although to be fair, on Wybin, his rank is 1,000 lower than it says on this sheet. So that's
Why
Yeah,
good.
is
he's
it
done some farming. Done some farming. I mean, this is when it starts getting more difficult to talk about the players, because even though they have some tournaments experience, as stated there, like BFF, there's not much that I know about them. Do you guys know any more about Blushroom? Or anything about Blushroom?
Not really, but they do have. They seem to be another one of those very Nomad heavy players. Has some of that tournament experience coming from BFF. Thank you, Zephyte, for existing. Yeah. I'm curious to see how they do. Even being a relatively more unknown player to us as predictors, it's just interesting to see. It'd be kind of interesting to see where they go. I'm not really sure though.
I can say
You
I
know-
can see a lot of the people who participated in like BFF or some of the other more recent tournaments who are lower rank as people who are going to be excited to play in a tournament like this, and maybe people who can perform better because of that. There are going to be a decent amount of people who, even though they might be higher rank, aren't as interested in competing in a tournament. But of course, somebody who's coming from especially a beginner tournament is now actively ranking up and actively trying to participate in more tournaments. They're going to have more of a desire to do well. So I think that's something I'm taking into consideration with a lot of these players who have participated in like BFF, or also some of the BYOP players as well.
I guess adding on to that, seeing their recent improvement in terms of rank, and they seem genuinely pretty motivated to push for some performance in this tournament. So I think I'm gonna kind of lean into them qualifying, but still, I think it's gonna be a qualify. I'm gonna go with a qualify, but see how you guys put it.
I am going to say that I currently have 2 people who are the bottom 10 in rank qualifying, which means that I need 2 people who are not part of that bottom 10 to not qualify. And one of that people might just happen to be Blushroom. Like, I still think that it's more likely than not that they qualify. Like, the smart decision would be to say 20, 50, 30 seconds, especially because they're probably going to have a little bit higher skill cap compared to the other people that are below them in rank. But, it's just, I have to kick 2 people out. And so, that's one of the people I'm kicking out.
GG. Let's see.
I actually I went the opposite direction. I was I don't know. I took my rank stats based off of like a few days ago what their rank was, not whatever Wybin says, and of course that's a bit inaccurate. And I actually ended up like with how I calculated things. This could be huge overestimate, but this was my prediction.
Ooh.
Oh, that's interesting. We're all over the board with this then.
All right, that's good. That's good. That's good. We don't need a group consensus on everything. It makes it more spicy.
I agree. So without Kenovia, what we're probably going to say as a group is 25th through 32nd then.
Yep.
Hey, on to the next player.
Oh god, your PFP melted. GG. Okay.
Chokorok. We've seen them before. We've seen them in BYOP. That we have a lot of crossover with that. And if I remember correctly, they did pretty decently in BYOP. Like, showed some potential.
Vivian.
Vivian's.
Vivian's.
Vivians,
Okay,
please
I
save
think
us.
I think it's on the live, like it's still open on the live stream, so we can, so
We can keep
everyone who's
talking.
watching can see it. For context, we cannot see on the Discord live stream what you're seeing right now. Now we can
Alright,
back.
Just based off of what I've seen from them in other tournaments, I think it's more likely than not than they win a match. It just depends on how many matches you think that they will win. And I am between 17th and 24th and 13th, 13th through 16th for them. I think either or can happen, and maybe they can even go higher. I think they definitely have potential. But for now, I'm just gonna put 17th through 24th.
I wanna put some belief into random players, so I'm gonna push it to 13 and 16. Why not? Let's put a little belief in Chokorok. I like that PFP. It's funny.
It is a funny PFP.
I think definitely having some DT skill will instantly already help you get farther, because a lot of people you're going to be versing early on is going to be very no-mod heavy, unless you get unlucky with your seeding and get versed against certain people. But yeah, I think definitely having other skill sets will already help them push it a lot farther, and why not 13, 16? Well, belief in them.
Hey, Owen?
There's mine. So it's the same sort of reason. This is actually, I mean, the way I have like a spreadsheet that I use to calculate. It's not in depth or anything. It's just like a way I scored people. I may not have scored them the most accurately, considering I wasn't really looking at mods and what mods they played and such. But this was actually where I ranked Chokorok, and I think I'm gonna stick with that here.
Yeah, I think they're pretty close to 13th through 16th, but either one works. And let's move on to the next player. Vivians is telling us to hurry it up.
Yeah, true. We're gonna take a while.
We're going slow.
Let's
But
not
I want to
take a
talk
while.
about the players. It's fun. But next we have Cloudburger. Not many notes on them because I don't think they've played in Chatch tournaments before, to my knowledge. So this is one of the players that we're kind of just like completely, rolling the dice on. Don't know much about them. Nothing to go off of. But I just think that, especially for qualifiers, having a higher skill cap will help them qualify. At least, being rank 1, being rank 1K has to mean something. So I, pretty confident that they qualify. Are they gonna win a match? That's the question there. What do you guys think?
I think that they have the potential to pull it through a match, but I'm not really sure if just having no mods really gonna get them too far. So I'm kind of leaning to 17 through 24. I won't lie, but never know.
Okay, I don't seem as crazy then. That's also what I got.
Yeah, I don't know. I just didn't. I think a lot of these no mod only players are gonna be interesting to rank, because you don't know if they can randomly pull out a DTFC out of their ass, because that can happen. I've done it before. Yeah, it's just you're not really. It's not really not really too sure about it, but I'm leaning more towards that 17th to 24th position for them.
I'm gonna join the consensus with that one. It is really interesting seeing completely unknown players who are higher ranked, just because half the time, not half the time, but there's a decent amount that would drop out of the turn, either drop out or just don't really try hard, and then there are others who even maybe lower ranked, but just I'm thinking of Rosamine last time getting. I think we all knew that, or people knew that Rosamine was good back in predictions, but of course, rank 3K getting third place. So there's always those sorts of people that are like, how are they gonna do well or are they not gonna? And then they can either like do way better than you expect, or they could like just not try and then lose a few matches. It's really all up to the player's performance, and that's I think the funniest part about this stream is that we really can't judge that half the time.
Yep. So, not much else to say. Let's move on to the next player. We have Dawn.
That's a fan.
It is a fan. I think it's animated too.
I want to start by saying a big fan.
Oh,
Big
you know what? I am too. I am too. I might. Am I gonna go on record to say that I think Dawn can win a match? Maybe. I'm almost there. I think it might be possible. I think it's doable. Especially, you know, with some people have already said this. Round of 32. This isn't a leak or anything, but round of 32 is gonna be like relatively low star. Like that's the type of pool that like someone like Dawn like might be able to do some work on.
Yeah, I definitely do agree with that. It's just, you know, I definitely can see them qualifying and maybe pushing through round of 32, but like, it's just kind of, I'm more or less concerned about like, first of all, if they can qualify, which I have no doubt they will, but you know, it's just, I'm kind of leaning towards the lower end in terms of placement.
Yes, I agree that I think they will qualify. It would probably be on the lower end of placement. However, you know, what I'm thinking of is like the 4DPT effect. You know, in 4DPT, you had people, or the around a 64 pool in 4DPT was so low star that you would get some crazy upsets. Like I remember in the year that Muragaki was playing, he took his round of 64 match super seriously because his round of 64 opponent like nearly FC'd every map as seed 64. So I think there is potential to have something like that happen here as well, where the lower seeded people who do qualify, depending on how easy the round of 32 pool is, but they can pull off at least some point upsets compared to maybe even a match upset. But I think the easier thing to go for would just be 25th, 32nd. But I think Dawn is somebody who I'm looking out for that might be able to win a match, and I hope that they do.
I think just because of that lower placement, I want to see them just like pull an upset, as you said. I think that would be really funny. I love seeing upsets. So I think honestly, I want to see the upset, but like I want to be safe with it also. So like, I don't know. I'm trying to decide if I want to go. Ooh.
I'll make my decision at this point.
I'm just gonna go with the safe.
Yeah, I'm adding on to that. Same reasons you guys. I don't think I'm gonna have anything else to say. And also, I will say if we stay on track for how many we've done so far, I think it'll take 3 hours to finish through these. So we may want to.
Hell yeah!
Let's get 3 hours stream. Let's go. Okay, let's move on.
I can see why Zeleny didn't want to do this.
Oh, Canovia! Yay!
Canovia's back, yay.
Welcome back, Canovia.
Thank you.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's move on. Digital Fear 117 DNQ.
First. Wow, that's very drastically different.
DNQ.
All right, guys, he's
DNQ.
DNQ. All right, he's
DNQ.
DNQ.
All right. Here's the
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up. Make this go faster.
All right, there we go.
We're all in agreement.
We're all in agreement here.
Alright, then on a more serious note, you know, Digital doesn't really need an introduction. He's been part of the 4CWC team for 3 years. And we won in 2023. So he has a very high skill cap, very good player overall, and he can play pretty much everything. I always get surprised by him because I think everyone just thinks of him as like the Convert DT guy, right? and then you get in a tournament with him, and then you realize, wait a minute, he can play more than that. He can play kind of pretty much everything. And whenever he tells you that he can't play something, it's a lie. Don't believe him. Like I said, this is the guy who FC'd for CSUC grand finals like Nomad 1, like when we were playing it. So I'm just saying, like, he has that skill cap, and you know, we're glazing him and stuff. So you might think that means I'm gonna put him first, but I'm just gonna.
Okay, so I'm also in agreement with you. I was thinking about putting him in third because I just have 2 other players in mind that I would place higher than him. But Digital is still my GOAT. I will definitely I definitely don't see him going anywhere past the top 3. Like, he's going top 3 no matter what. It's just I don't know if he can get past the final 2 people I'm thinking about.
I think, okay, for me, I'm just gonna keep it at D&Q. I don't think he's gonna qualify.
Yeah, true, true. He's gonna like miss his qualifiers match, and then go back to like coding some fucking some like modded Osu client. Thank you, Digital.
No, he's just gonna go. Wasn't he like the one who did like the one who helped with like the oldest map revive in Osu history?
Yeah, he does a lot of side quests. I can tell you that.
Inovia?
Inovia stick with
Now,
me.
I sadly don't have any experience playing against this guy, but oh my god, is he scary. That's all I can really say. He's a monster. He can basically play anything, even if he tells you he doesn't. Like Mazario said, don't believe him. It's not true.
He will say, oh yeah guys, I can't play specifics, and then he'll drop the score that Zerial mentioned before. Don't listen to this guy.
Yeah, yes. Digital's gonna be top 3. We all agree on that. It'll be interesting to see if he can pull out a win this time, because Rukari won the first one, right? I'm not smoking, right? Crack, right?
Yes,
Rukari won the first one. Okay, my memory's still intact. Thank God. So it'll be interesting to see if he can get revenge on Rukari. But for now, let's move on to the next player. Dilly P, my man. I love Dilly. And I think that he is going to be in. He's going to do pretty well. I mean, he did pretty well last year. Got to finals. And got 8th in tryouts for 4C 2024. And that was mostly because there weren't as many converts. He's mostly a convert player. He can pretty much play every mod. And I think the fact that this tournament is going to have more converts than something like 4C to DC is actually going to work in his favor quite well.
That, and also just seeing Hidden Hard Rock and DT player having those mod skill sets will carry you so far. Even if they're just bare bones, yeah, you're gonna get carried pretty far with that. So I'm honestly, you know, I see them getting pretty far in this tournament. I can see them like pushing to the semifinals stage.
I might even go further than that. Maybe I'm just a Dilly P stan, but I have a lot of faith in Dilly. I think that he can do amazing things, and I think if he puts his mind to it, he can go really far in this tournament. Of course, like, it feels like the top 3 are kind of sheltered up there and nobody can crack through. But for now, I might change my mind, and maybe it's just like the copium talking. But I'm gonna do that.
You know, I would want to agree with you, but like, I'm just, I'm trying to think of it now. You're making me think about this. God, I did not look at any of these players, but you know, honestly, you know what, Zerial? I'm gonna go with you. I believe in Dilly P. I like that name.
Dilly P is a great username.
Okay, I'm constantly looking back at my sheet I have here.
What does your sheet say? 9 through 12. Oh my god.
It's not like a skill issue on WP's part. It's just there's so many good players that like
You don't believe in the magic.
I'm just like I want him to do well, but at the same time I don't know where to rank certain players. Like there's so many players that I could rank above him. Like it's just I might switch. I think I'm gonna switch up to
At least go to 7th, 8th. Okay, I'll take it.
yeah, no,
I'll take 7th, 8th.
I'm switching up to there, but like, just on like the like how I'm calculating it. It's just like there's so many other good players.
Alright. I guess if we average that out, it would go to 5th, 6th. Let's move on to the next player. Enchantress.
So another player with past tournament experience in BFF. So seems to be no mod player with some of that maybe easy DT. Also, I don't know. This seems like another one of those players that I'm not really too sure about because I don't know, just not really too caught up on these lower ranked players. But curious to see.
I think the tournament experience definitely does help, especially having being able to play DT and easy. Specifically DT is going to help get them through qualifiers, while some of the other lower ranked players are going to struggle on like the variety of skill sets they're going to need to be able to place in the top 32. Just having that extra skill set might be able to bump them over some of the other players that are around their skill range, even if they struggle a little bit with the skill cap part of the map pool. I think right now they are one of the two people I have in the bottom 10 ranks that are qualifying, in my opinion.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do that.
For me, I mean these are all just gonna be hard. Like anyone who's in the bottom like half of the tournament almost, it's gonna be difficult to see where they place, especially the people who are like really low rank wise. Well, for me, I had DNQ here, so I'm still gonna stick with not qualifying. Of course, I want everyone to qualify, but just perpetually like unsure who's actually gonna be the people to qualify and who's gonna be the ones that don't. So.
It's just like
what do you guys think? We should start to hurry up.
yeah. All right, I'm gonna just go with it. I think they're DNQing. I'm gonna be honest. It's just hard to really put it anywhere with these like lower rank players. Just kind of. Also, Zeleny, there is no rush here. You're the one who dipped out last second, so you can't be talking.
Ooh. Get called out.
Yeah.
I'm the only one with faith. I believe in Enchantress. They got this.
Yeah, tell this you gotta get off Lost Ark.
Oh my god, it's Floflim.
Oh my god, Floflim.
A veteran of the Forged It scene, another person who needs no introduction. Yes, DNQ, obviously. Very, very strong player. Of course, I have them in my top 2. Which position is that going to be? It's going to be this one.
It's gonna be this one. I was honestly thinking the same. Yeah, okay, yes, Ariel, we got the same top 3.
I think Floflim is an amazing player. I think he's is probably going to have the highest skill ceiling out of any player in this tournament. What might hurt him a tiny bit is I think the last player that I have not talked about yet, I think it might have a wider like skill set and will be able to find maps that Floflim might struggle on a little bit more. And I also think that player has like the power of like friendship and anime on their side, and they just can't lose. So,
Real?
I think there's one thing you're not considering, and that's that Floflim has had to survive being a Frenchman for most of his life, and that's gonna add on a lot of like when you go through those struggles, you really start to grow as a person and as a catch player. So.
you know, that's a very good point.
That's actually my ranking right there.
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
I see where you're coming from.
I'm gonna have to go with third, guys.
Ooh.
He definitely has that potential, very high potential to top 3 finish, especially being only a convert player, and now how hard convert players are, convert maps are getting nowadays. Sheesh, this guy can just destroy everything.
The problem is that top 3 are all convert players, so like,
Yeah.
They're not just convert players, they're also going to all be returning players. I'm going to tell you that now. They all
Yeah,
have
so-
their ingredients.
I think that I think that on like any given day they can be interchanged, so it's hard to like pick who you want first, second, or third. It could be like, I think either Floflim Digital or Rukairi can get first, so it's hard to predict. But like I said, at this point it's just vibes, and for me the vibes are saying that Floflim is second, so I'm gonna go with second.
Yep.
Hey, let's move on to the next player.
Let's start speeding these up. All right, goal.
Goal is another player that I have a lot of faith in. I think Goal is very interesting because he kind of is like, to my knowledge, he doesn't talk very much. Kind of not like is well known in the community, but he's always come into these tournaments and has done like pretty well. I was very surprised that he got knocked out in quarterfinals last year. I thought he was going to do better than that, and I think with his recent skill cap increase, it'll be interesting to see how he does this year. I think he will do better than quarterfinals this year. I was wondering, I was like on the edge of putting him top 8 even, but I think I might settle for 9th through 12th. Just because from what we've seen last year, I feel like he has the propensity to just kind of like run it down at random points. If he can clean that up, I think it's definitely top 8. But I think his skill is definitely enough to like easily get 9th through 12th, and he can push for higher than that.
You know, honestly, I think, especially seeing that they have recently, like, as you said, like pushed their skill cap a bit more. So I think that increase in skill cap is definitely going to help them in the later pools. So I can definitely see them like pushing into that top 8. And honestly, I'm gonna go with 7 to 8 with this one.
I'm gonna agree with you on that one. That was my one of the ones I had at goal was one of mine at 7 to 8, and of course I moved up. I moved Dilly P up with you guys. So the apologies to the other person I had at 7 to 8 that you're gonna have to go down to the next rank tier, but. There we go.
Let's move to the next one.
Guitar Hero King, the person who beat Goal last year.
Okay.
and knocked him out of the tournament. I think Guitar Hero King is a very interesting player because I think where he's going to shine is just in the earlier rounds. He has a pretty like wide range of skills that he could draw from on the easier map pools. I think that's where he's going to have the best time. I mean, he beat Goal last year, and Goal still had like a lot of different skill sets as well. And I think part of the reason why he did end up beating Goal was like the slightly easier map pool. Well, I think Goal had a higher skill cap. So I still think that Guitar Hero King can like just draw on the like inherent skill that he has, and be able to get pretty far based off of that. Because like I said before, just being able to play a bunch of different things is what's going to help you get through those earlier rounds compared to just having like a really high skill cap. We've seen time and time again players with high skill caps go out pretty early in the tournament because they can only play no mod. And because of that, I also had Guitar Hero King at 9 through 12. So
I also agree with you with the 9 through 12. I think they definitely have that, like, as you said, they have that early round skill to push it pretty far into the tournament, but I don't see them in top 8 though. So I'm definitely gonna go with 9 through 12. I could definitely see them getting that far.
Yep, it's a bit of it's like a issue of too many good players in the tournament. Like so many of these players last year could have, if they were like at the skill level they are this year, could have excelled and gotten probably up to grand finals. But of course, like it feels like the skill cap has gone way up from last year to this year with some of these competitors.
yeah, so that's going to be the main problem for Guitar Hero King in my opinion. But it seems like we're all in agreement on 9th through 12th. So let's move on. We have Hades. I think Hades is going to be interesting. I'm interested to see what you guys have to say on Hades.
Okay, so Hades is definitely someone I'm putting a lot more belief into. I definitely want to see Hades like get into those later rounds. They having, for instance, just having that like DT skill is already gonna help them a lot, and plus also already having that past tournament experience. So I think honestly, I can see them getting farther into the tournament, pushing maybe into 9 to 12, but I'm leaning more to 13 through 16 for them.
Hey, Owen, what does your sheet say?
The sheet of all knowledge.
Magic sheet.
This is what I felt bad with because, like, I mean, like, I'm pretty sure I was the one who got Hades into the server, and we've done a lot of multis together and stuff. And so I calculated him at 17th to 24th. I want to see him make a lot further. It's just, I don't know.
That's rough, man. It's rough.
But brother, I want him to get far. It's just that there are a decent amount of players that I think would rank higher, and it's just like there's only 4 spots in 13 to 16.
You know what? You know what, Kenovia? I think we're on the same wavelength here. This is gonna be my third 9 through 12 player in a row. You know what? We're gonna go for it.
Okay. You guys got that belief?
I believe in Hades. You know, I can see it happening.
I was thinking about it.
Now I feel bad.
Alright. We're on to Haha Hey Roly Poly. We haven't seen them since the first 4 USCC when it was called 4 CSUC. And they got quarterfinals there. I don't think they've done much since then. I haven't seen them at all. So another player who I believe is taking a break and is coming back now. And similar to Tulip / Amagi, I think that is going to hurt them. And I don't think it'll hurt them so bad that that they get 25th through 32nd, but I'm just gonna go with one of these.
I'm honestly leaning to the same spot with you. Just I don't really see them getting as far, especially with just pretty much how little I've seen them play recently, though I might just not have looked at all. I definitely do see them being able to push at least into this 17 to 24, maybe farther, but that's like my safe bet this here.
Yeah, this was like the quiet section for me. I tried out for the 4CWC team the year before this tournament. Didn't play in this tournament, and then picked it up the next. And joined you guys again the next run through of 4US catch up. So I don't have experience with them, but I mean, like, I'm just gonna agree with you guys.
Yeah, pretty much on the same way. Like, I don't know this person all too well enough, but just the sense of that he's returning, especially after a long hiatus, that could, you know, kind of butcher things, but he should still qualify regardless.
Okay, we're on a
Okay.
good consensus
On
here.
to the next player. Is my Discord crashing?
I think it is.
You can go to the live stream.
It's
If you need to
bit
watch
delayed.
it.
Okay, Happy Cat. You know what? I'm gonna go a little bit crazy here. I'm gonna go a little bit
First
crazy. little bit crazy.
Alright, how crazy are we thinking? Okay. Honestly, I see the vision. But this is a hard one because Happy Cat having that hidden skill definitely can help a lot. But I'm not really.
It does a lot.
Yeah, like having hidden skill does a fuck ton. But I'm just not sure how they are with Nomad. Because if you have like hidden, then what about Nomad? Because you're gonna be versing mainly Nomad players. So I'm not really sure how they are on Nomad. But honestly, I do see the vision with them getting at least 13 to 16. I'm gonna go with it. I have to swap some later though.
I mean,
that-
this is kind of like more of like a hope diction type thing for me, where I feel like this is definitely not a safe prediction, but I feel like
yeah,
they,
100%.
they have the potential to get 13th through 16th, and that's what I'm banking on.
Yeah, like I definitely see them having that potential, and that's why I'm gonna honestly run it down with you for this one. I believe in it.
I feel like I'm gonna be changing so many of these.
It's just yeah.
I'm just gonna go with the 17th to 24th again.
I think that's a safe prediction.
Yeah,
I think that's
that's
I
like
think
the
that's a
safe
smart
spot.
That's a smart prediction. But sometimes you just need to go off of vibes, and Happy Cat's vibes are really good. Okay, the vibes are like the stars are aligning, the vibes are aligning, and so I'm going 13th through 16th.
The vibes are aligning. The fuck.
The vibes are aligning. Okay, I see it. But I think Kenobi has disappeared again, unfortunately.
Okay, so yeah, Canovia is dead again.
Yeah, let's move on. Invadey.
Oh boy.
This is gonna be interesting. Very good Mania player. Insanely good Mania player.
There's not really words to put how good this guy is at Mania. So we're just gonna stick with the catch stuff. So definitely, first of all, newer player to catch, but they've gone pretty far, pretty fast already. I definitely see them getting somewhere in this tournament, especially with having a higher skill set, like a higher skill ceiling already. I'm just not too sure how they're gonna do with mods again. That's always like the biggest, like, it's the biggest like gamble here. Is just like how are they gonna do on mods?
That was also what I was thinking about, Yeater. Like you said, the Nomad skill, insane. The farm map skill, insane. However, everything else, we have no idea. It can turn out that they can play hidden, they can play hard rock, and they can play DT just fine. And if that case, with their high skill ceiling, they might be able to go up to like top 6. But I feel like, as I said earlier, we've seen multiple people in tournaments like this where they just have a pretty high skill ceiling, and we think okay, they're just better than these other players because of their skill ceiling, and then they get into matches, and then they like can't play 4-star maps, and so I'm pretty cautious about that, and because of that, in my notes I actually had them at 17 through 24, but I feel bad for putting them there.
Yeah, I feel like having all that experience on a different mode can definitely transfer a bit of that nerve control and whatever, but I'm not too sure to see how far they're gonna make it. But, I think I'm personally also gonna lean towards more 17 through 24. I feel like that's just a safer option here. Yeah, I don't know, not really much to add. Just go to Mania player.
Well, I will ask the question. I will ask the inevitable question of what happened to the last player we had, who was a prolific Mania tournament player.
Didn't Rose get knocked out with quarters?
And then qualified for the 4CWC team.
Yeah,
Rose, my goat.
good old
Rose spelled with an S, my goat.
One of the two roses.
Yeah, so this was actually where I ranked Invadey.
Yeah,
I was gonna say I wanted to add on to something that Digital said in the stream chat. There's different types of players that come over from different game modes. You have the players that are just like Omega farmers, and then they can't play anything else. And then you have the players that come over and have a lot of tournament experience in other game modes, and they treat like CTB as if they're trying to get like as well-rounded as possible because of like their tournament experience in other modes. I don't know who Invadey is gonna be yet because I have not seen them play catch, so I'm just being cautious.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to see where it's like one of the harder players to like really place because I'm not really too sure how well they're gonna do in like a catch tournament environment. Like, that's why I was going with the safer 17 to 24, but I can definitely see them pushing farther in, but this just felt like the safer pick for me.
Okay, and as Kenovia is still not here, let's move on.
Dude, where is Kenovia, man?
Probably on the phone.
Yeah.
This is a crazy pull. I totally get that. Coming back from 4CWC 2021 tryouts, similar to Tulip. Main difference, they did not do as well as Tulip in tryouts.
Okay, I think this is already going to be a pretty straightforward one for me. I think just they seem to be one of those players with like a lot less experience in catch. Even as you said, it seems like a lot of their like plays and stuff are from like several years ago. I'm already like really hard leaning to them just DNQing.
Yeah, I don't think they have the skill cap to get through qualifiers.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm sticking with you guys on this one.
Okay, let's move on. Oh my god, Jackson
Okay.
has a lot of another player that's coming from a different mode, has a lot of experience in that mode. And I mean, Jackson's actually been, playing CTB tournament, so that's something. But I just think that their CTB skill at this very moment isn't in line with the skill that they have in other modes.
Yeah. I think definitely having a tournament experience in other modes, because they seem to be someone that's been playing a lot of tournaments, especially in standard, can definitely help them with just like tourney nerves and stuff, which not a lot of other people are going to have, especially if this is one of their first tournaments. But I'm not too sure if they're going to really get farther than like they seem to be like one of those like middle of the pack to maybe like a bit back, but I'm leaning more towards just I'm not sure. God, this one's hard. I'm gonna go with 17 to 24 for them. I don't know, it's just kind of like a gamble between both for them, both like 25th to 32nd and 17th to 24th for me for this one.
I'm going with the. I think I'm pretty sure I have to move someone down just because of how I've been messing with some of my rankings. So this is gonna have. I think this might have to be one of them.
Yeah, I think they, it's 100% possible that they get 17th to 24th, and I would love to see them do it, but I just, I'm not quite sure. I have doubts. But for now, let's move on to the next player so we can get through these.
Yep.
Best name in the tournament. Jessica is hot.
Okay. So
And-
another person that's new to catch. It's definitely nice to see some newer players trying to get into that tourney scene. But I'm not too sure if this is like another one of those cases. Like I'm just not sure if they have the skill cap to even perform on the, perform on the qualifiers pool. So it's just another one I have to slot in the D&Qs.
Yeah. And apologies to everyone who I have to end up D&Qing, but always remember to keep in mind you can prove us wrong.
Yep, this is probably going to be very inaccurate with some of these people, but we're just kind of here.
Knight. Now, Knight's an interesting player because he's played in both former Forged America tournaments. Got semifinals in the first one, quarterfinals in the second one. So, what's he gonna get now? Is he just gonna go down one placement every time?
So I feel like this is another one of those cases of just someone who's just kind of returning back into like catch and just kind of might have that like problem of being a little rusty with it. So I don't know. I'm not too sure with this one, but I feel like might be another one that's just gonna get like left behind in like the 25th to 32nd.
What do you think, Owen?
This one I actually hold on a sec. I put him on the 17th to 24th actually. Just to
I see it.
I feel like Knight always wins at least one match. And so I'm going to keep going on that principle, and I'm going to say he wins one match. And I'm going to go with 17 through 24. Why is the TH so hard to pronounce? It's impossible. I can't speak English.
Me neither.
But yeah, so let's move on. Little Voss Water.
Insane. All right.
Okay, so I'll just
got
do
it.
that.
Yeah. Not really much to say about this one. Just seems like another
Great name
new-
though.
Yeah, another person that's just in that lower rank that might not have the skill cap to reach into qualifying.
Okay,
yeah, it's
let's move on. Mei Surua. That's hard to pronounce.
Jeez. Oh no.
Alright, so as I said before, there has to be two people that are not in the bottom 10 that I have to kick out. And so I think just for me, Mei Surua is the second person.
Yeah.
But I think it's safe to say that the safe option is to say that they qualify. That's a safe option.
I honestly think they do qualify. It's just gonna be like one of those early round knockouts in terms of people.
yeah. I'm agreeing with the qualify. It's another person with BFF experience, and of course that's gonna help. But there are a decent amount of people in this same sort of rank range, experience from BFF, who are just getting into tournaments, and probably they're gonna have the mentality for it. But of course, there's a lot of them.
Yeah, I agree. Okay. Next player. Playboy Cardi.
Insane PFP.
This is not much to say on this player. Surprisingly.
The PFP says enough.
Yeah. PvP speaks for
Yeah,
itself.
here's the PFP ranking right there.
But yeah, 25th to 32nd. I think they have a high enough skill cap to qualify. I'm not quite sure what they can do after that because they mainly play Nomad and mainly play specifics. Which, as we've talked about several times at this point, that's gonna hurt people.
Yep. But definitely is going to be one of those players that has enough of a skill cap to do well on qualifiers. Like, well enough to qualify.
And Kenobi's back.
Oh my god. Okay. Well,
Okay,
this
I
one's
think-
this one's just there you go.
Yep. Yep, you know it. I think
Our,
we
our
all
favorite
think-
our favorite controller player.
Yep.
I don't understand how you play catch on a controller, but you know what? More power to him.
Yeah. But being like realistic here, I feel like Robert is just another one of those players that, you know, he definitely could qualify, but it's like kind of on the fence with this one because he's gotten round of 16 on the last two, but with more players this time, he might be able to squeeze out into qualifying, but it's also like it's kind of hard to say for Robert.
I mean, I think something that you said makes a lot of sense to me. He's gotten to, he's qualified every other year, but the problem with this one is just that there's so many people that signed up that some of these people that we're used to seeing go like a certain point in the tournament, I think are going to get left behind. And unfortunately, I think Robert is going to be one of those players that just kind of gets left behind out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I think he definitely is either. Oh, what was I gonna say? I think he can do pretty well, but I don't know. Like I said, it's just the vibes.
Yeah.
Well,
Robert's definitely someone that I want to see at least qualify, but I'm just not too sure about him qualifying, especially with just how the competition is this year.
I will say when I was putting him on the spreadsheet, I had a ridiculous bias.
Hey, I think we all have ridiculous bias for this. guy.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. All right, let's see.
I kind of want to stick with the bias.
Going with the
Hey,
bias.
go ahead. Most of my
Here we go.
predictions are based off of vibes, bro. Like,
He's passing the vibe check then.
hey, Kenovia, what do you think?
I gotta have faith in my goat, man. I want to see him qualify. I want to see him make it through.
You know what? Honestly, I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna switch it up. Yeah, we're not DNQing anymore. I'm gonna put belief in this guy. You know, why not?
Okay, you know what? I'm being peer pressured. That's fine.
I think my prediction's a little different, but
Yeah, just
Really
a bit,
passing the
just a
vibe
Dad.
check.
bit. Alright, next player.
A lot of these people have really funny PFVs.
Yeah.
Like, why is Squidward holding what I presume to be a flamethrower? But like,
It goes kind of hard. Like,
it does go kind of hard.
Rosario weekend is going to be interesting because, of course, they're going to be another player that has a higher skill cap compared to a lot of the other players in this tournament just because of their rank and the maps that they're used to playing. But but again, once again, it's like no mod player, specific player, no catch tournament experience. Where do we put them?
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like, especially because it seems like they're just returning, I feel like it might be like qualifying, but I don't think they're making it past that point. I think they're just sitting at that like 25th to 32nd because it's just another one of those people that like will like I definitely see qualifying just due to skill cap alone, but like it's more or less just a question of can they perform after that, and I'm leaning more towards not like lean more towards like staying at that bottom and like losing out pretty early. But you know, you never know. I'm usually very incorrect on these.
Hey, what do you think, Owen?
I mean, for some of these, I genuinely have no clue. I think this is another one of them. I'm just gonna have to push down because of how I'm reordering stuff during our discussions. So I'm gonna be in agreement here with the 25th to 32nd.
I think I'll be a tiny bit higher, and I'll go 17th through 24th. Just because I feel like the skill cap alone can carry them to one match win, especially with how like tournaments are structured. I feel like it might just be enough for one win, but I'm not sure if they'll go that much further than that.
I'm pretty clueless about this guy, I'm not gonna lie. So
Hey, you know, maybe if we rank him higher, then he'll nominate a beat map for us in standard for free.
Maybe if we rank Mario, we'll rank Digital's map.
On to the next player.
Rosemead.
Uh-oh.
oh boy.
All right,
So,
Nah.
I have like the least experience with playing with Rosemead, so I'll let you guys do the talking here.
I'm just gonna let it rest on first since I can't really get rid of it. I feel like, I mean, so Rose is a kind of a strange player in that I'm not really sure how they're going to do. Like it was great seeing them go like all the way through the grand finals last time, but of course there was still the skill cap issue was really what sort of prevented Rosemead from getting any further than that, and of course that's still really high. We know Rosemead's like my mind is
Got it.
yeah, we know Rosemead's potential, but of course we have a lot of strong players, and I'm not really sure if Rosemead's ranked up a lot more than around the same time last year, so of course that could also come into play.
As I put my prediction up already, I see Rosemead getting top 8, pushing into that 5th to 6th spot. Definitely. Could push maybe farther, but I'm sticking with 5th to 6th for Rosemead.
Yeah, I'm joining you guys on that. I thought for a second I said for a second I thought I was gonna put 4th, but then yeah.
we're somehow all in agreement. That's crazy.
Of course, we could see another upset where they'll lose their first match and then win everything up until grand finals.
That's the strat, Gust.
Next player is gonna be there's gonna be some discussion.
All right.
The power
Yeah.
of friendship in anime. is on Rukairi's side, okay? I don't care what anybody else says. Rukairi is my GOAT. Rukairi's got this in the bag. It's already over. He's won.
Yeah, Rukari, I've seen them play multiple times. Very good player, especially in tournaments, a tournament situation. And I think me and Zariel have the same top 3, so you probably can guess where this is going. Yeah.
I mean, in my opinion, like if I'm gonna talk honestly for a second, I think Rukairi is a player that is constantly full of surprises. Like nothing that he does really makes any sort of sense whatsoever. And I realized how good he actually was at the game during 4CWC 23 tryouts, because he had just come back after a really long break, and he played in a like lobby. He played the map through in a lobby, and he didn't get that good of a score on the maps. And I was like, oh, is Rukairi gonna make the team? Like, what's happening with Rukairi? Like, I guess he's just that rusty. And then like a couple days later, when he's in his actual lobby, he just like destroys everything. And I'm like, what the fuck? How did Rukairi de-rust this fast? And then whenever I play with Rukairi in tournaments, he consistently well and truly overperforms my expectations. So I'm done doubting Rukairi anymore. I think he just is going to win. Like he never loses. Like I don't know what it is. He has plot armor.
Yep, this is just the plot armor strat. I'm so in belief with you. Rukari is gonna go crazy this year, and I can definitely see it happening.
And then the 2 non-believers.
I just it's like every single time I basically competed in every US thing except for what Rukari's competed in, other than of course I tried out for 4CWC 2022. But I also want to have a funny 3rd place prediction because this really doesn't matter.
I'm on the same page with Eater and Zariel.
Yeah, we got believers.
Despite me not having any experience, especially with those tournaments that they've participated in, or me watching them play themselves, but based on what I've heard throughout so many accusations, that just says it all. That just says this guy can dominate anything.
I mean, he won the first 4CSUC. Did he win it from the losers bracket? Am I remembering correctly? Yeah, he won it from the losers bracket, which you don't see too often in tournaments, especially tournaments at this level, where I feel like you just have the person who's kind of dominating everyone, and then they just roll over grand finals. I don't think we haven't had a 4CWC yet that went to a bracket reset, so that's just kind of what you see in Fortune tournaments. But I feel like Rukairi just has like the clutch factor. He just doesn't lose, and I don't know why. So yeah, that's my prediction. Let's go into the next player. Sangoose.
Hey, someone who's played the past tournaments, Nomad and Hard Rock players, so already having another skill set that they can definitely work off of to push in farther. They're also a higher rank, so their skill ceiling's definitely at a higher level than most of the people in this tournament. So he has a good amount of factors going for him in terms of pushing it farther into the tournament, but not really too sure, because getting quarters last USCC might be, they might have improved from then, but I don't know. They're kind of like a up in the air, not really too sure.
Owen, what's the sheet say?
Okay, this is just a yeah, this is gonna
Is
be
that your 3rd place?
No.
Okay.
Yes.
No.
Hey, 9th or 12th. You know what?
You
Let me think about this. Let me check the vibes real quick.
Here, let me do my vibe check. My vibe check is leaning with Owen. We're going with it.
The sheet never lies.
I
'Cause I
believe
was,
in the cheat.
I was going between 9th through 12th and 13th through 16th for Senkus, and I'm like not quite sure where to put them. And I think on my notes I had them in 13th through 16th, but at this point I've already moved somebody down, so somebody has to go up, and I guess that person is just Sangoose. So I guess I'm also 9th through 12th. When you look at that, we're all in agreement. That's crazy.
Let's go.
Hey, Sangon's been around. Look at all those past USA tournament placements, and he's improved quite a bit. Look at from 28th in tryouts in 2023 to 10th in tryouts in 2024. What?
Yeah,
That's
so-
crazy improvement.
Yeah, definitely. One of those players that have that higher skill cap, which is always good to have. Though, I'm pretty sure that they can probably get pretty decently foreign, but I'm also kind of concerned about the fact that, again, it's really doesn't seem like they play like mods at all. So, I don't know. Senkon's a hard one to put. Personally, it's just kind of like I don't know, especially because I don't think Senkon's been playing too much as of recent, but still, I think they can come back and at least get into like they're gonna get through that first round, but I don't think it would get past that 17th to 24. It's just the personal vibes.
I agree. I also have them in that tier, but I do think that there's someone who can go higher than that, and I would like to see them go higher than that, especially from because of how much they improved last year. But for now, I'll just keep them in 17th through 24th.
Yeah.
All right. Owen and Kenovia.
Owen, what does the magical sheet say?
It was wrong. It was way different than your guys's. But of course, I'm acting like the sheet is some entity on its own, and it's not just like me trying to analyze players.
I mean, that's not that different, unless you put them 9th through 12th and then just move them down.
That's the issue. Let me check. Let me do some checks. This is moving them down.
Oh, whoa. Okay, so it was pretty different then. Like,
I'm a believer, though. I'm a believer. Senkon, my goat.
interesting. We have. Well, I think this says a lot because I feel like you two have more experience with Sengon than me and Yeeter do. So maybe you're more in tune to how well he can actually play. I think you guys, maybe you guys are onto something. Okay.
The issue is then I'm gonna have to move somebody up.
Uh-oh.
That's just
Alright.
It's gonna be easy
See.
to do that.
We'll rearrange everyone at the end.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
move on to the next player. It's Sheep. Okay, I know this
Okay.
guy. I bully him a lot, and so because of that, he's DNQing. There you go. That's my take.
The DNQ for Sheepblade. That'd be crazy. But I think Sheepblade is someone who's very interesting because they have the tournament experience. They were in BYOP. They're mainly a DT player, so they're not just going to be the hard stuck Nomad players that we've seen so far. So they have that other skill set that will allow them to take some points over other people who can only play one thing. However, I'm not sure of how far they can actually go. So I would be interested to hear your take, Eater.
Alright, alright. This is just my personal, just biased belief, I'm just gonna go with it because or else I'm gonna like, I'm gonna go with 9 to 12. Okay, that's what I think. I'm not too sure how accurate it is. It's a bit of a risky one, but I can see Sheep pushing pretty far with having that higher AR reading. So I don't expect them to do bad on Hard Rocks either. I can definitely see them getting 9 to 12, maybe even farther. Sheep, don't let me down, please.
Okay, Owen or Canovia?
Oh, there's that. I'm going with this one. This is what I had anyways. Newer to tournaments, but of course someone who could most definitely. Never mind. BTMC emotes, they're DNQing.
Yeah, take it. GG.
I'll go 13th through 16th. Alright. On to the next player. Skibidi Demon 666.
Alright, so in my notes for this player, it just says the fuck is that name. So I hope that it speaks volumes for what I know about this person.
Yeah. Yeah. And yet, I think in my notes I had them in 17th or 24th. So I'm gonna stick with my notes here. I think that they're gonna have like enough skill cap to get through qualifiers pretty easily, and then I think that just having one other skill set besides Nomad is enough to win like one match at this level of play. But I want to hear what you guys think.
Honestly, I'm like pretty in agreement with you getting to that 17th to 24th spot for them here. That name might be enough to just DNQ here and there, but being honest, like they seem to be in a good enough spot to at least maybe hopefully comfortably win a match. So I'll go with it.
I genuinely don't know. This is what I was gonna put anyways, just because there's a lot of people in this range, and so I have no clue how people are gonna perform against other people. So
Yeah, pretty much agreeing with Owen here.
also the username automatically loses them.
Yeah, true.
We're just gonna immediately seed them in the losers bracket.
Okay, next player. Super Rooster. The Puerto Rican carry. That was quick.
Okay.
But I also agree.
Yeah,
I also agree.
I think I also agree.
I cannot diss Super Rooster to go.
This one was kind of. It's just one of those players that's played for a while. It's
Oh,
showing.
that's your third.
Whoa!
Okay. Yeah.
Now we're talking.
Okay. I actually really fucked with Owen's pick, but yeah, 7th and 8th is like where I would genuinely place them. Definitely someone that I see getting there.
Yeah, this was my luck. I want to surprise you guys with a third place, but also just. I think I had some bias. I'm pretty sure me and Canovia lost to Super Rooster in round 1 of 4 CWC.
Hey, yeah, this is where I'm going with my 7th through 8th pick. Super Rooster, in my opinion, is going to be the best early round player in this tournament. I think he's gonna crush round of 32. He's gonna crush round of 16, and then I still think he's gonna be doing well in quarterfinals. And then I'm just not sure how his skill cap is gonna hold up.
This is someone who's. This is definitely.
And that's my problem.
Yeah, someone who's played the game a lot, plays a lot of lower star stuff, so they definitely have that lower level just consistency. So I can definitely easily see them getting into that top 8 very easily.
Yes, and another thing to say, they did get to finals in 4CWC, but if I remember correctly, and my memory is always terrible, but if I remember correctly, I don't think they were playing many maps. Like it was a finals where on their team they had they were kind of relegated as the low AR hitting guy. And then the rest of the team like took care of everything else.
And that's why the team lost that round, because they didn't put Booster in.
Boy, what do you think, Kenobi? You're the one who knows him the best.
Alright, so, oh my gosh, I love this guy so much. But anyway, despite him being a hidden only player and very low star rating player, that low AR hidden skill set is something that you don't see too often. So it'll definitely help, definitely boost his placing quite a bit, is where I'm thinking from especially.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree, and I think it's going to be good enough to get him to top 8 at the very least. But I do think he can go higher. And it seems like we're all in agreement with that, even Owen putting him 3rd. So, let's see what we have for the other people.
Well, this seems to be another one of those newer players, again. Has some tournament experience in BFF, but not really too sure how that's going to transfer over due to the fact that, they're a lower rank, so their skill ceiling is not going to be as high for that qualifiers pool, so I'm just going with the DNQ here.
Yep, I agree. We can be quick with this one.
Yeah.
There are a
Okay,
lot of
next
people
player.
There are a lot of people who have BFF experience, so that's not particularly something
Yeah, like,
to carry. It's going to help, but I mean, you can do it. And now we're on Tybalt.
Tybalt is interesting. That's all I'll say.
yeah, I agree. Especially
It-
seeing the
interesting
no mod
player.
hard rock DT, definitely interesting.
My main problem with Tybalt is that he can play hard rock. He has a lot of hard rock top plays. He can play DT. He has a lot of DT top plays. All of them are TV sized.
Oh no, consistency!
Literally every single one. I don't know if he can play maps longer than like 2 minutes.
Okay, now, I think just having those skill sets, though, is enough to push the 9 to... push the, like, that 9 to 12 spot, though. So I'm going with that. That's my vibe check here.
What's your vibe check, Kenovia?
I'm gonna have to put them at the 13 through 16 spot. Like you said, that consistency with only playing TV-sized maps, I don't know how well that's gonna work.
Especially with my plans for the pool, I'm forcing all of these players to play at least 4-minute long maps, okay? We're gonna get you out of the TV-sized bubbles. You're gonna be playing 4 minutes long maps if I have anything to say about it, okay? You're all gonna get destroyed with my pooling. And for that reason, 13th through 16th.
I'm
Damn.
in agreement with you guys here.
I can see it.
Timmy the Wizard.
Alright.
Another great name and profile picture.
That is an amazing profile picture. Alright, I feel like this is probably another one we could easily clear with just
Yeah.
new player. Can't really hit that skill cap.
Really exciting to see players like this sign up and try out, but might just need a higher skill cap to get through qualifiers. Yep. All right, next player.
God, laser player. Gotta force him out with laser.
There's the reaction to being a Blazer player right there.
Yeah, I agree. I'm in agreement.
Of course. if we wanted like actually like genuinely consider it, it's also just like one of the few below 5K rank players, someone who doesn't have any tournament experience. So really someone who we don't know enough about to say that they would be able to qualify.
All right, next player.
Oh, the amazing profile picture
Oh
again.
my god.
Where are these players coming from? Like, what is happening?
Okay. I feel like, honestly, for this combo of PFP and name alone, I'm going 17 to 24.
I'm with you, Eater. That's too good.
The,
Yeah, someone
the
tell me how
one
this
thing
is loud though.
I don't know. It surprises me as well. The one thing that I will say about this player is that they've been, actually like trying pretty hard at getting different skill sets, improving skill cap from what I've seen. Like they're actually like going out there and like playing different things, which to me shows a lot of potential. So I think that they can get 17 through 24. It's just that the safer pick is they qualify and then don't win a match.
I am debating because I have like a few picks. I have like one left in 17 and 24th, one left in 25th to 32nd for my picks right now, so.
We're getting down to the wire. There's only 4 more people after this.
Yeah. I'm actually gonna go with this just so I could save that for.
Holy.
Apologies, I wanna save it for the other player.
Alright. We'll see.
Might get rearranged.
Yeah.
We can rearrange it at the end. Alright, next player. It's Utami.
Okay. Well, this is someone that I feel like a lot of people should know. Very, very prolific standard player. He's played OWC several times. Base profile picture. I don't know. Honestly, I think their only problem right now is that they are a newer player. That
Very
skill
need to
cap.
catch.
That skill cap for the early pool, like a lot of others, is just not there to really qualify. But who knows? Could just like magically pull like insane plays out of their ass.
Pull an
So,
icy boat.
Yeah, pull an icy boat.
Oh my god. Icy Boat would have saved this tournament. Icy Boat could have gotten top 3. We could have had a shake up in the top 3. It would have been funny.
It would have
But-
been.
Tommy,
I hope Utami qualifies, but I think it's gonna be rough. I hope.
Yeah.
What I will say is that I feel like what I've noticed just from playing Osu for like 10 years at this point is that people who are good at maybe not even other game modes, people who are good at like rhythm games in general tend to just like come over to catch and then just also be good at catch. So even though Utami has like started playing catch recently, I think there's like potential that if he grinds the game mode like before qualifier starts, that he can like raise his skill cap just based off of like raw rhythm game skill alone to like somehow pass through qualifiers.
I definitely also can, just like from having that tournament experience alone, like you can look at their profile page. They have a fuck ton of badges. Yeah, that definitely transitions into being really, really good when it comes to having nerve control, especially in these like earlier tournaments. So like I can definitely see them, especially with what you said, like pushing their skill cap just a bit more. They can definitely easily get into qualifying.
Yeah.
I think it's really just a issue of currently being ranked 9,000, and of course that's going to require a decent amount of grinding to get to the point where you can pass the skill cap to actually qualify. Like
But,
there are
you
a
know,
lot of people, but there are a lot of people who could grind to get to the skill cap and then qualify, even though it's not looking up for them at the moment. But the issue is with Utami, it's like he's the farthest away.
There's an uphill battle for sure. But not impossible. Okay. But for now, let's go on to the next player. Okay, this is my total 100% like non-scientific vibes pick.
Their vibes pick.
The
And I can see
vibes pick. And nobody's gonna agree with me on this one. And that's completely fine. But I'm just gonna drop a 7 through 8.
All right, yeah, I'm pretty much at the opposite end. I'm going with 17 to 24. Definitely could see them easily qualifying and then maybe taking out that first match, but I don't know. I just, you know, I can see them going. I can see them going somewhere, but you know.
Like I said, it's a vibes pick. It doesn't make any sense, but it's just like, I don't know. Sometimes, you know, you see a player and you're just like, they can do it. And that's what I feel about Utiva. I'm just like, they can do it. And I believe. Now, is this prediction smart? No. But you know what? I'm gonna stick to it. I'm gonna stick to my guns. And I'm gonna give them 7 through 8.
The prediction may be smart, or your prediction may not be smart, but of course none of us in this VC are smart in the slightest. So
That's very true.
This is really
This is my weirdest prediction. Like I feel like you have to have one person that we don't really know that much about get to top 8, and for most of you that was goal. But I'm like, I'm gonna pick somebody else. I have to have somebody else do it, and I think it's gonna be Utiva. Alright. But on to the next player. Yai. Yai, pretty good, you know.
Yai. This guy carries this. I hard abuse this guy's characters in HSR, and I'll continue to do that. Thank you, Yai. All right. So Yai, just very chill person, and I don't even have to really say much. This guy's good at the game. He's easily getting into that top 6. I'm not too sure about getting past like top 5, but you know, easily has a chance to. But there's just a few players that I can see that like kind of pass him in skill, but like he can easily prove me wrong here and just like win the tournament, and I would fully believe in that. But this is just kind of the placement I see Yai going, definitely.
yeah, and also that'd be consistent with his last 2 performances.
It just continues to get 5th, 6th. You know, I believe in Yai. He's gonna go far like he always does. Very good player. I think what he might need to work on is just branching out a little bit. Like, exceptional hidden player. Very good convert player. If we can see him playing, like, hard rock specifics, oh my god. Yai to the moon at that point. But will that happen? I don't know. Okay, on the last player.
Alright. So
Alright, everybody check to see which slots you still have open to place people in.
Yes, my last slot. This was another player in the bottom 10 ranks that I said was going to qualify.
That was actually me as well, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
this is one of the ones that I just kind of like had to swap last second. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, I see it.
Holy crap, we're all in agreement.
All right. So first of all, Nomad and having hidden also, that's already a good start. Tournament experience from Tycho will always having tournament experience in other modes will always help. I can see him. So, yeah.
That's crazy. I was not expecting that.
Also, Taiko players tend to do good in these tournaments. I know a Taiko player who's done good in these tournaments. I wonder who that is.
I sure wonder who.
Really makes me wonder.
Yeah,
Who
I think
knows?
it's Ariel.
Yeah, true, I'm actually gutted at Tycho.
No, it's actually Bivian's, guys.
You know my alt? I'm pretty sure you guys know my alt. Name's
Ice Boat?
Peaceful.
Yeah.
Alright. I think that was everyone. Are we gonna rearrange them now, or what are we gonna do?
I'm gonna be honest. I think like my arrangement currently is kind of what I want to stick with. I think there's only one swap I had to do for this last one, but besides that, my placements are looking how I wanted them to be.
Same here.
Oh.
I actually have the exact amount for each category, which is nice.
Holy crap. Did we do it? Vivians, do you have like another screen after this, or like? Oh my god, that's so small.
It is so small.
Can you like zoom in on the overall?
Let's look at the overall first.
I love that it's alphabetically organized.
Oh my god.
Overall.
Can you make an? Oh my god, how are we gonna see this, Vivians?
Vivian's.
I mean, for the stream though. Okay, yeah, I guess it's fine. It's just a little small. All right, did we successfully sort everybody? Did we do it?
Yeah, I think we did it,
Crazy.
and we didn't do it in 3
Oh,
hours.
actually, no, we did not.
Did we miss someone?
There's only one person in 7th, 8th, so
It's okay.
we can move somebody up to 7th, 8th, and then we're gonna have to keep moving people up.
I mean, what is our general consensus here?
I mean, on the overall thing, if we have to pick one of those 4 people to go up to 7th, 8th, I would pick Goal.
Yeah, I think I agree with that one. Go with Cole.
I don't. But yeah, that's pretty much the only thing that we need to talk about. Because to get it on the overall screen, would we have to like move it on our own to get it there? Okay, cool. So yeah, I would move Goal up. We can put it on after the stream, and then like send a picture to the server or something so that everybody can see.
Overall, pretty good though. I think definitely the biggest thing is that top 3 can go anywhere. It can be any of those 3 in any order. I feel like that top 3 is definitely going to be here. It's definitely going to be one interesting one to see.
Hey,
in
my
the
top
later
3
rounds.
has someone different.
Yeah, Super Booster. I believe in it. I believe in it.
And Vivian, you said we had some announcements. Yes,
Yeah,
you
you
did. Oh, never mind. No announcements. So thank you guys for watching. You know, it was a little longer stream on the longer end, but so many people stuck through it. There are 32 people watching. It's 2 hours long. You guys are crazy. Thank you.
Man, I didn't even know I was gonna do this until like 3-4 hours before it because Zeleny got lazy. So like, you should like throw tomatoes at that guy. Bad host.
Another Zeleny moment. Nothing will ever top his BYOP ref moment.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah.
We do love Zeleny though. Thank you for hosting.
Yeah. Are you gonna raid, by the way? Well. Oh no. Bye bye.